You ever watch someone dig their own grave in real time? Because that's what it felt like sitting in my living room at 2 in the morning watching the Pine Lake HOA president, Patricia Stone clipboard queen, retired librarian and all-around terror of the lakeshore call, 911 from my stolen speedboat, hollering about sabotage while she floated dead in the water. No joke, she'd taken my boat without permission, and now she was trying to pin the whole mess on me. If I hadn't had my phone in my hand watching every move she made on the GPS tracker engine controls ready, I'd have sworn I was losing my mind. But no, this was real. This was Patricia's meltdown, and it was about to go down in Pine Lake legend. Let me back up a sec. 6 months ago, I thought I'd scored the dream. 38 years old, name's Jake Mitchell, just sold my software company for more than I'll ever need, moved out of a cramped city box into a glassy slice of Paradise Lake House pine trees, neighbors who mostly waved and left me alone. The real kicker, though, was the commute. Instead of fighting traffic, I'd jump in my Speedboat Thunderbolt sleek blue hull engine so smooth you could balance a coffee cup on the dash slice across the morning mist to my downtown office in 15 minutes flat. That's what happiness looks like, you know. Or it did, until Patricia caught wind of the noise. See, Patricia had been HOA president for 8 years since her husband passed and left her with too much space, too much time, and apparently a mission to make everyone else as miserable as she was. First week, I get a welcome letter 12 pages thick, every HOA rule highlighted in screaming yellow. Second week, a formal complaint. My boat's too loud, apparently. I checked manual, says 58 decibels, well under the 65 dB limit. Sent her the specs, tried to keep it polite. Didn't matter. Next week, another letter, this time about my dock allegedly sticking out 3.2 feet too far. Photos, tape, measure the works. She was relentless. My favorite complaint, though, that my orange life jacket hanging on my balcony rail violated aesthetic standards. I checked the rules. She was quoting lawn furniture regs. You know what I mean? Some people just aren't happy unless they're making others jump through hoops. It got so bad, Patricia started hiding behind trees with a telephoto camera documenting my crimes. The morning she fell face first into the lake tripod camera, all trying to catch me starting my boat early, I helped her up and fished out her gear, grinning like an idiot. She mumbled something about wildlife photography. I said, sure, same time tomorrow. She nearly combusted from humiliation, neighbors peeking out from behind curtains, the whole deal. That's when I realized this wasn't about noise or docks. This was personal. Things escalated at the monthly HOA meeting. Patricia rolled in like a prosecutor, PowerPoint titled, "The Jake Mitchell Problem Charts, Time-Stamped Logs, Noise Readings She'd Taken with her phone. 12 people showed, but you'd have thought it was Congress." She went on for 20 minutes detailing my threat to community standards. I let her finish, then calmly pointed out every spot she was wrong. Section 2. Article 3, boats under 25 feet permitted hours. My boat's 22. Section 4.1, docks private, not subject to spacing, and the life jacket. That's lawn furniture, not safety equipment. People actually started nodding. For the first time, Patricia's iron grip was slipping. That night, I opened my laptop and got to work on my boat tracking app, live GPS remote diagnostics, and just in case, a remote engine kill switch. Call me paranoid, but Patricia didn't seem like the type to quit while she was behind. Next came Jerry, the private investigator Patricia hired off Craigslist for $50 a day. Picture a guy in a wrinkled suit, knockoff fedora, and binoculars that looked like kids' toys. He staked me out from across the street, spilled coffee on himself, panicked when I waved. Next day, I caught him bird-watching in the bushes. Asked him what he was looking for. He stammered blue-footed lakebird. I laughed. Wrong continent, buddy. By day 3, Jerry gave up and started playing Candy Crush at the coffee shop. Patricia switched tactics, complaints to county noise control inspector, complimented my engine, Coast Guard praised my safety standards, and even the EPA accusing me of poisoning the lake. Each time the verdict came back in my favor, but Patricia was convinced I'd bribed every agency within 50 miles. Then came the night ops. One Tuesday around midnight, she snuck down to my dock in all-black yoga pants and a hoodie, armed with a flashlight and a confidential envelope. My new security cameras caught every move she tripped, honked the horn, tried Googling how to sabotage a boat, poured sand into the cup holder, thinking it was the gas tank, then left the envelope, which turned out to contain fake evidence and a cookie recipe. The next morning, I watched the footage over coffee. I actually felt kind of sorry for her, but also this was getting dangerous. Time to call in backup. My old college buddy Sam Brooks, now the local police captain, heard me out. Classic HOA power trip. "You want to press charges?" he asked. "Not yet. I want her to dig her own hole first." We set a trap. I'd leave the boat seemingly unguarded, spare key, and a bag of secret documents inside. I posted on social media that I was out of town, checked into a hotel 2 hours away, then doubled back and camped out at Sam's place, monitoring everything. The plan: if Patricia took the bait, we'd catch her in the act. Sure enough, after Patricia found out the board was holding a no-confidence vote to remove her, she cracked. Friday night, she crept down to my dock again, pocketed the key, and spent 20 minutes circling the boat, convinced it was a trap. She opened the bag, found nothing but chocolate chip cookie recipes, and stormed back home. But her obsession wouldn't let her quit. Around 1 a.m., she returned, key in hand, heart pounding, and took Thunderbolt for a joyride, pushing 50 miles an hour under the moonlight. I watched the GPS, almost feeling bad for her then, with Sam's go-ahead hit the kill switch. Patricia went from queen of the lake to stranded in seconds. The silence must have been deafening. After a minute of panic and fiddling with the controls, she dialed 911, telling the dispatcher I'd sabotaged her, spun a wild tale about remote hacking, and claimed I'd given her permission to borrow the boat. Never mind, it was 1:30 in the morning, and I wasn't even home. By the time Sam pulled up in his patrol boat, Patricia had changed her story 4 times, but she couldn't explain why she was in my boat at midnight, why she'd left with the key, or why she'd called the police on herself. Security footage, GPS logs, and her own 911 call told the story she'd stolen. The boat lied to authorities and tried to play the victim. Patricia doubled down, hiring a lawyer who lasted about a day before quitting, then tried to rally the neighborhood by mass emailing everyone about my harassment campaign. The email just made things worse. Neighbors who'd stayed neutral finally saw her for what she was, and the emergency HOA vote to remove her wasn't even close. In the end, Patricia got probation, a fat fine, and a lifetime ban from HOA office. Pine Lake got a new board headed by Mrs. Miller, a retired teacher who believed in second chances and actual community, not control. The rules got sensible, the neighbors got friendly, and I became the unofficial tech guy and boat safety instructor, grilling burgers on weekends, waving to kids from the dock, even letting Sam buy Patricia's old house for a song. Talk about poetic justice. People still ask if I regret baiting her, if I should have let it go taking the high road. Honestly, sometimes you have to stand up not just for yourself, but for everyone who's been steamrolled by someone in power. I did what I had to do, and the neighborhood's better for it. 6 months later, property values are up. HOA drama is down, and life is pretty sweet. The only question is, who's going to move into the next house for sale? Sam jokes he's already running background checks. So what do you think? Was I right to play it smart, or did Patricia get a raw deal? Drop a comment. Tell me your HOA war stories, and let's hear where the real line is between justice and revenge in a place like Pine Lake. You know what I mean?